Check, check, check. Welcome, everyone, to Grand Forks, British Columbia for the 2026 Grand Forks International. We are set to go here from James Donaldson Park. Garrow Von Dane with you live, audio-only PannerVision, continuing here on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. It is hot today, a little bit hazy, some clouds out there, but a little breeze blowing left to right, and the Goldpanners are on the field. They are the home team today against the Calgary Diamondbacks. The Calgary Diamondbacks and Alaska Goldpanners, both 1-0 here at the GFI in the same pool. And so big game here today between these two to be in the driver's seat in the division. Here's a high pop fly, and calling for it is this afternoon's starting pitcher Carter Tucker to retire Coleman Kayaguchi. So that's right, Carter Tucker, the 6-foot right-hander from Cal Baptist, getting the start. El Centro, California native, making his 6th appearance of the summer. Carter Tucker will face Cole Baumel for the Calgary Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks wearing like old-timey Arizona Diamondbacks uniforms. Older players on this roster, non-collegians. It would be unfair to call them men's league, but Canada has different baseball system here. They don't have the same college baseball landscape, not even close. But a lot of these guys in their college ages would have been playing college ball in the U.S. and now, as a little bit older, continue to play competitive baseball. These guys particularly around Alberta and British Columbia. And a strikeout of Cole Baumel. And 2 down here for Carter Tucker facing Andrew Malone. Andrew Malone, he was the participant in the home run derby last night, the representative for Calgary. Number 46, the big left-handed slugger for the Diamondbacks, facing Carter Tucker. And expressing last night to Coach Carlos Gonzalez that he was hoping to see some fastballs today. And we'll see what he gets from Tucker. Off speed the first pitch, and the 1-0 from Tucker drops in for a strike. It's 1-1. 2 outs, the base is empty. Calgary leading things off here. A 1 o'clock start this afternoon. A couple more games here at the GFI today after this one. And this one is grounded right side and sliding to his left and fielding it. A little hop off the glove, but able to control it is DeRozier, who throws on to Kalbrunner in a quick 1-2-3, top of the first. Good work for Carter Tucker for the Goldpanners. Panners will come to bat next in the bottom of the first inning. It's the 2026 GFI from Grand Forks, British Columbia. Goldpanners baseball live from Grand Forks, British Columbia, way down on the southern edge of Grand Forks. If you've seen any of the pictures I posted on Twitter, you can see the mountains beyond the left field fence. Those mountains are in the United States. That's how close we are to the border here in Grand Forks. Beautiful Grand Forks. Population just over 4,000 Everybody coming together for the GFI on an annual basis. This is a huge economic week for this small town with the restaurants and bars and the stadium and the hotels all making their money for the year, basically, during this week. There were a couple seasons in the early 2020s that really were devastating to the area. There was the pandemic year when there was no tournament, and then there was a massive flood as the rivers swelled up and flooded all of the area of Grand Forks and did major damage to this ballpark, and they couldn't recover in time to host the tournament. So 2 consecutive years without the GFI was really rough, but able to get back and going, and here hosting the 42nd annual edition of the GFI. And on the hill is Craig Thomas, the veteran right-hander, number 35 for the D-backs. Thomas facing Ryan Ruck at the top of the order today. Ruck followed by Caleb DeRozier and Charlie Kalbrenner. No score, bottom of the first, and a foul tip into the catcher's glove. Catcher is Caleb Lombard. No score. Carter Tucker went 1-2-3 in the top of the first, taking care of the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks throttled the home team Grand Forks Slag Dusters in their first game out. They've had the last 2 days off, have the D-backs, after playing the tournament's opening game on Monday. Calgary won 14-3 over Grand Forks. Grand Forks, incidentally, defeated the Everett Merchants last night, the team the Goldpanners beat. And Grand Forks beat Everett 8-3, so the Merchants are 0-2 here in the tournament. Grand Forks 1-1, Calgary 1-0, the Goldpanners 1-0. So obviously whoever wins this game is going to be in really good position. Swing and a miss from Ruck, and he strikes out on a pitch upstairs. 1 down for Craig Thomas. He will face Caleb DeRozier. DeRozier for the Goldpanners, playing second base today and batting second in the lineup. Again, he'll be followed by Kalbrenner, and then in the cleanup spot, it's Eric Ruiz. And this one is off the skinny part of the bat. A little popper into shallow center, and it drops for a base hit. So DeRozier fighting one into shallow center field, and the Goldpanners have a man on with 1 out for Charlie Kalbrenner. Ruiz in the cleanup. Noah Brooks will bat 5th. Jake Sparks in the 6th spot. Michael Ryan 7th. The newcomer Joel Fernandez is the designated hitter in the 8th spot, and then J.R. Bedford is batting 9th. Goldpanners' next game will be tomorrow night against the home team Grand Forks Slag Dusters, and that'll be under the lights with the Blue Monster going wild. Last night, the home run derby here in Grand Forks. And Eric Ruiz was the competitor for the Goldpanners. Runner takes off for second. Did not slide, and the ball actually got there in time, but it comes out of the glove of the shortstop Kayaguchi. So DeRozier catching a break there. Kalbrenner batting with a ball and a strike. It's fouled out of play. Representative for the Burnaby Bulldogs winning the home run derby last night. Eric Ruiz hung in there, though. He was in the last group. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Kalbrenner with Ruiz to follow. Runner at second base, and it's a breaking ball down in the dirt. 2-2. The Diamondbacks on the field here in the bottom of the first inning. The Goldpanners winning the coin toss last night. It chose to be the home team. They are in the third base dugout, and a swing and a miss. Kalbrenner strikes out. A couple of strikeouts here for Craig Thomas in the first inning. And now he will face Eric Ruiz, who hit some bombs last night in that home run derby. Really scary moment during the derby last night. We were seated in the Blue Monster, and there was a line drive home run into the blue monster, and it hit Elise, the representative for the Seattle Studs, square in the forehead. A line shot off the forehead, and our friend Elise just sort of shook it off, walked over, was tended to by Barry Aiden and the Studs group, and they took her to the hospital nearby, and she was released last night after a couple hours, no fractures, and unbelievable. I mean, had a large egg on the forehead, and we could hear the noise throughout the stadium. I mean, a pretty remarkable moment that she's okay. This was not a high arcing home run. It was a line drive. Didn't get knocked out or anything. Was coherent the whole time. So we're thrilled Elise is okay. Everybody very relieved. And the 2-1 pitch to Ruiz. He swings and misses at a pitch off the plate. It is a hot one here today. The Diamondbacks wearing the sleeveless look. The Goldpanners wearing the black jerseys today. First game of the afternoon. The other games today, the Northwest Honkers taking on the Seattle Blackfins. And the Seattle Studs will face off against the Burnaby Bulldogs. This wild pitch will allow the runner to go to third. As DeRozier jogs over, he's 90 feet away from the game's opening run. But there are 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Goldpanners winning 9-2 over the Everett Washington Merchants on Tuesday night. Panner bats with a breakout game, 4 home runs. The Goldpanners had 6 home runs as a team on the season over the first 15 games and hit 4 in one game. Swing and a miss. Ruiz strikes out, and Craig Thomas strikes out the side. 1 hit, no runs, and we've played 1 complete from James Donaldson Park. It's the Goldpanners 0, Diamondbacks 0. Goldpanners baseball here on PannerVision. We're going old school here from Grand Forks, audio only style. Impossible to bring you video with the bandwidth and internet situation here. And they've been having problems here at the tournament. Their Facebook feed wasn't working for much of the day yesterday. So a lot of obstacles here, but hopefully everything's coming through loud and clear on the PannerVision side. I know the video is a little bit behind the broadcast. Otherwise, you'd be able to sync it up. I think we were able to do that last year. Maybe that was in Wichita. I'm trying to recall. At any rate, it's scoreless after 1 as we start the second inning. Carter Tucker, number 16, the right-hander from Cal Baptist on the hill for the Goldpanners. He went 1-2-3 in the first with a strikeout. Now facing Nate Garth, then Caden Colford, and Caleb Lombard, the 4, 5, and 6 spots in the Calgary Diamondbacks batting order. 7, 8, and 9 will be Nick Kairos, the designated hitter, Aaron Dunsmore, the right fielder, and Gavin Kayaguchi, the second baseman. Strikeout of Garth, second strikeout for Tucker. One individual who will not be in the lineup for Calgary or on the roster is our old buddy Jarvis. If you followed along last year, Jarvis got into some trouble here at the ballpark and has been banned from the entire tournament this year. Jarvis, a member of the Calgary Diamondbacks, and there has been a lot of fallout as a result of Jarvis's arrest, and he is therefore banned despite being a very popular individual and regular participant. And as a result of the streaking and the arrest of Jarvis and subsequent incarceration, he's been banned, and there is extra security here, a lot of more cops in the building, and some stricter policies and rules. So things a little bit different here, but we'll see what happens as we get closer to the weekend when things normally start to get a little more wild, especially out in the Blue Monster and around. So we will see what happens when we get to tomorrow night and even tonight. We'll see how things go because it's getting closer to the weekend. This one is ripped down the right field line into the corner by Colford. Colford's headed for second base, and he will get there almost thrown out, but able to sneak in, and Colford with a hot shot down the right field line into the corner right by the Blue Monster gets into second base. That's the first hit of the game for Calgary, and they have a runner in scoring position with just one out for Caleb Lombard, the D-backs catcher. Good to catch up with a lot of these guys. Those of us who have been coming to this tournament for a while, you get to know a lot of the players, especially from these older teams like Calgary, because they're back every year. And, of course, a lot of our old friends in town from year to year, same people coming out to the field. It's kind of like first getting back to Fairbanks every summer, seeing all the familiar faces and being welcomed back. Everybody's happy to see the Goldpanners in town. This all began when the Goldpanners were playing in Wenatchee, Washington back in 2014. The Panners sort of played their way to the NBC World Series in Wichita. Ended the regular season by going down to Seattle and playing some games against the Studs and some other Seattle area teams, as this one is a high pop fly behind second base. J.R. Bedford is there to make the catch for out number 2. Bringing up Nick Kairos, the DH. And then the Panners traveled east into central Washington to face the Wenatchee Apple Sox, and a representative of the GFI made the trip down to Wenatchee and courted the Goldpanners to get them to come to this Grand Forks tournament. At the time, when we started coming here, we would play this tournament and then head a little ways northwest to Kamloops and play the Kamloops International Baseball Tournament. But that old tournament, which ran for many decades, met its end during the pandemic. So no more trips to Kamloops. It was basically the same teams would play here, and then everybody would go to Kamloops and try to win that tournament. And that was a lot of fun. A couple of great weeks in British Columbia. But now just the GFI. But the GFI was, for my money, the better tournament in a better town. Swing and a miss. Tucker against Kairos with a runner at second base and now 2 down. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Tucker throwing strikes here so far in the early going and being efficient. Shakes off a sign from the catcher Brooks and readies with the 1-2 offering. And he tries to get him to chase just off the plate. Holds up, it's 2-2. Kalbrunner at first, DeRozier at second, Bedford at short, Sparks at third. The outfielders Ruiz, Ruck, and Ryan left to right. And the 2-2 from Tucker. Blows it by him for strike 3. Tucker with 3 Ks. Strands a 1-out double. And we've played 1.5. We're scoreless here in Grand Forks. Goldpanners and Diamondbacks. Good start to this ball game here at James Donaldson Park, Grand Forks, British Columbia. Garrow Von Dane welcoming you back to Goldpanners Baseball. It's game 2 of the GFI for both of these teams on day 4. So the Goldpanners and D-backs both 1-0 in their division. And whoever wins this game will be sitting pretty good, but still have an important game left, no doubt, because Grand Forks is 1-1, and they will play the Goldpanners tomorrow night. So the Panners would love to get this win and go to 2-0, but then still would need a win against Grand Forks to seal the top seed, and that would be an important thing as Brooks swings and misses here. Leading off the bottom of the second inning, Brooks sparks, then Ryan against the right-hander Craig Thomas. The difference in the tournament this year with fewer teams is the top finishers in each of the 2 divisions get a bye on Saturday. That's huge. Because regardless, no matter how you finish, you have to win 2 games on Sunday to win the championship. So the big issue here is having pitching and having arms left by the time you get to the championship game. Usually the championship, you're just throwing whatever you can together, and that's the same for both teams. You know, position players or relievers that haven't thrown very much on the season. And it's a battle of attrition when you get to that championship. So if you can get a bye through Saturday, that's a huge advantage. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Thomas, and he drops it in for strike 3. And Brooks is the 4th strikeout victim for Craig Thomas. 5 batters faced, 4 strikeouts, and a base hit for the veteran right-hander for the Diamondbacks. It is a hot one today under the sun. Natural surface here at James Donaldson Park. Grass in pretty good shape. Dirt around the baselines. It is a deep ballpark. Not so much in the corners, 325, but dead center, there's a corner notch that goes to 430. This ball is hit high and deep to right and drifting back towards the warning track and against the fence, making the catch as the center fielder Bommel right underneath the scoreboard and is back up against that fence. So Sparks with a deep fly ball for out number 2 brings up Michael Ryan. Michael Ryan with the breakout game in the opening game of the tournament against the Everett Merchants, hitting his first 2 home runs of the season. Ryan went 3 for 4 with those 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Goldpanners hitting 4 home runs in that game. Everybody, all 3 players that hit home runs Those were their first home runs of the season. And the 1-0 from Thomas. It's just off the plate. It's 2 balls and no strikes here to Ryan out of San Marcos. And was texting with Michael Ryan's coach at San Marcos, Mark Lindsay. He said it's just a matter of time. And once that bat gets going, and when he plays loose, he can be a dangerous hitter. Ryan and then the newcomer Joel Fernandez due up. Base is empty here in the bottom of the second. And he swings and misses. Breaking pitch on the outside. He is fooling Goldpanner hitters with the slider and breaking ball. Here's the 3-2. Thomas gets another one swinging. Panners mystified by Craig Thomas breaking balls. Goldpanners go in order here in the second inning. 5 strikeouts for Thomas. We've played 2 complete. Goldpanners nothing, Diamondbacks nothing. We are scoreless here in Grand Forks. Head to the top of inning number 3. Goldpanners winning the coin toss are the home team. So we'll have the last at bat. Panners in those black jerseys. Diamondbacks, the dirty cream uniforms with the purple pinstripes, purple numbers, purple caps. Sleeveless jerseys. And the 1-ball pitch from Carter Tucker. Misses for ball 2. Tucker facing Aaron Dunsmore, the right fielder. Then it's Gavin Kayaguchi. And then the top of the order is brother Coleman Kayaguchi. Strike is called. It's 2-1. Carter Tucker started the Midnight Sun game. Well, back on June 19th. Spectacular night in Fairbanks. Perfect weather. Huge crowd. And this one is chopped in front of home plate up the first base line, and it rolls foul about halfway up. Aaron Dunsmore leading off here out of the 8th spot for the Diamondbacks. We're always a dangerous team here in Grand Forks. They've caused a lot of teams problems. A Canadian team has not won the GFI since 2014. And that back then it was the Burnaby Bulldogs. Last year, the Grand Forks Slag Dusters shocked everyone by making it to the championship game before losing to the Goldpanners. Grand Forks team also making news this year for having the first female baseball player here in the tournament. Plays women's professional baseball, played for the Canadian national team. and plays for the Slack Dusters here in Grand Forks. Two balls and two strikes here, Tucker to Aaron Dunsmore. Tucker has allowed one base hit. He has struck out 3 and walked none, and gets this one fouled off. 2-2. Panners start the day 10-6 on the season. After defeating the Everett Merchants, and there's a swing and a miss. Dunsmore strikes out. Brings up Gavin Kayaguchi in the 9 spot. So the Panners 10-6 on the year, batting .293 as a squad. Earned run average for this pitching staff 3.46. It's just the 4th game played away from Groudon this summer. Kawaguchi fouls this one back to the netting. Small crowd here for the afternoon workday hot one. And most of the people in the shade in the grandstands above us. Concrete grandstands. Ooh, that fastball blown by Kawaguchi. Back-to-back strikeouts and 3 in a row for Tucker. He now has 5 in the game. Both pitchers dominant so far here in the early going. Carter Tucker for the Goldpanners. Craig Thomas for the D-backs. We haven't seen many pitchers duels this year. Still early in this one. Top of the 3rd inning. Good breaking ball, gets a swing and a miss. Kawaguchi popped up to the mound his first time up. Tucker, the 6-foot right-hander from Cal Baptist, California native, making his 6th appearance. And before tonight, over 17 1/3 innings, just 3 runs allowed. In those 17 1/3, 20 strikeouts, 7 walks, an earned run average of 1.56. The 2-1. Drops it in for a strike. No score, top 3, and here's the 2-2 with 2 down, bases empty. It wastes one there. It's 3-2. Tucker, very efficient here so far today, and trying to go 1-2-3 here in the 3rd. We'll deal a payoff pitch, and it's just off and down low. So the first walk issued by Carter Tucker, it's a 2-out walk, bringing up Cole Baumel. Panners got good pitching against the Everett Merchants. 4 different guys through, allowing just 1 earned run in that game. On only 5 base hits, they struck out 14 Merchants. The Merchants in deep trouble after losing to Grand Forks yesterday are now 0-2. And the Merchants have 1 more. With the Calgary Diamondbacks. Cole Baumel struck out swinging his first time up and hits this one to the right side on the ground. Fielded clean by DeRozier, who throws on to first. 4-3 ground out ends the inning. No runs, no hits. 1 left on the 2-out walk. We are still scoreless from Grand Forks. Goldpanners nothing, D-backs nothing. Goldpanners baseball here on PannerVision, and a pitching duel so far here as we start the bottom of inning number 3. No score. Calgary Diamondbacks, the veteran club of post-college age players, taking on the Alaska Goldpanners, all college age, some high school graduates, but everybody in that university wheelhouse. The Panners batting here in the bottom of the 3rd, hoping to get something going against Craig Thomas, who has been lights out so far, now facing the newcomer Joel Fernandez. Joel Fernandez, first Goldpanner at bat, the Washington State sophomore out of Yakima. He is a catcher and was called up by the Goldpanners to participate here in this tournament. Panners lost some players, including Tommy Entrikin. So Entrikin gone for the season. As is Paul Furno Jr. And the strikeout of Fernandez. Another strikeout for Thomas. He's got 6 so far over 2 1/3. Thomas facing J.R. Bedford now. Bedford, the Goldpanner shortstop. Sophomore to be at San Francisco. Berkeley, California native lines this one into center field, and that'll drop for a base hit. And J.R. Bedford gets himself a big single here with 1 out. I'd love to see J.R. get the bat going. He's been swinging it a little better as of recently. And gets a little payoff there with a single to center. Good contact from Bedford brings up Ryan Ruck at the top of the order. Ruck, a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. And no, it's not. Panners are batting Troy Morrow here. So that's it for Ruck, apparently, as Troy Morrow bats in Ruck's spot. Don't know if something happened to Ruck, but he ends an 0 for 1 day at the plate. Troy Morrow, the freshman from Florida Atlantic, 6'4" from Manteca, California. Morrow, the left-handed hitter against the righty. Thomas, who's having his way with Goldpanner hitters, although J.R. Bedford picking up a 1-out single here in the 3rd. Goldpanner's second base runner of the game on their second hit. The Diamondbacks have 1 base hit. Pitch coming inside on Morrow. And he's in front here, 3 balls and no strikes. I posted some stuff on my Twitter page today, including the standings around the GFI, both lineups, the PannerVision link. Some pictures from last night and today here at the ballpark. Here's the 3-0 to Troy Morrow. Runner takes off. And Bedford, the ball is there though, and the tag is down, and they're able to throw out Bedford. And what a throw from the D-backs catcher, Caleb Lombard. Not easy to throw out Bedford, and Lombard does exactly that. Caught stealing. And Morrow batting. And we've lost track of the count. Here's the scoreboard. It's 2-2. Thomas. And this one is swung on and fouled off a line shot first base side. Now Coach Gonzalez confused about the count. He thinks it's 3-2. And yes, it is 3-2. I thought the umpire said 2-2 moments ago. Everything got confusing on that steal attempt. And this one is hit down the right field line. That's a fair ball. And that ball is into the corner, all the way into the Diamondbacks bullpen. From behind the Blue Monster, throwing it as Dunsmore, but not before Morrow's into second base. And the Goldpanners have a runner in scoring position here. And boy, that caught stealing stings a little bit now. Panners would be on top 1-0, but still with some room to work with here with 2 down after the double by Morrow. And perhaps just as important, Panners starting to make solid contact on Craig Thomas. Caleb DeRozier with an opportunity to put the Goldpanners on top here in the bottom of the third. DeRozier singled in his first at bat. Morrow dancing off second base. Thomas's pitch has popped out of play. Caleb DeRozier for the Goldpanners. Caleb batting .405 coming into this one. 15 hits, 37 at-bats. Thomas's pitch is hit high into center field. A couple steps back goes Baumel, gets underneath it and reaches up and makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left on for the Goldpanners, but we are scoreless through 3 here in Grand Forks. Goldpanners and Calgary Diamondbacks doing battle here in the Grand Forks International. It's day 4 of the tournament, game 2 for each of these teams, who both are in the Larry Seminoff division, along with Grand Forks and Everett. There are some more ball games later today. The Northwest Honkers against the Seattle Blackfins. And then the Seattle Studs take on the Burnaby Bulldogs. Under the lights here at James Donaldson Park. Nice little breeze here left to right. Carter Tucker has been excellent so far. He starts the 4th inning. In a 0-0 game with a ball and 2 strikes on Andrew Malone, first baseman for the Diamondbacks. He swings and misses for the strikeout. Malone and then Nate Garth for Calgary. Coquitlam not in the tournament this year. The Coquitlam Angels, they used to be the Athletics. They had a tough tournament a year ago. A lot of teams couldn't make the trip this year due to the fuel prices and hotel prices going up again. There was a team from the Carolinas that was supposed to be in the tournament and had to back out due to the travel costs. There's a lot of prize money here. And Goldpanners hoping to take some of that home. Ball and 2 strikes on Nate Garth, who struck out swinging back in the second inning. 6 Ks so far for the right-hander Carter Tucker. Panners got good pitching last time out, but there were so many deep counts in that game that it was a long, well over 3-hour game. This one is grounded softly to first. The flip to Tucker covering the bag. The 3-1 ground out for out number 2 brings up Colton Colford. He is the only Diamondback with a base hit today after a double in the second inning. And Caden Colford, as Tucker exhales, looks very focused today on the hill, as he usually does. And he gets a high fly ball into center field. Starting back now, racing in is Morrow, and he will come in and make the catch. Fooled him at first, but the speed able to make up for it. And 1-2-3, Tucker puts down the Diamondbacks here in the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. We're still scoreless in Grand Forks. Garrow Von Dane here in Grand Forks, British Columbia, on a hot afternoon, a Thursday here at the GFI. Championship games will be on Sunday. Well, both semifinals and the championship. The first pitch to Charlie Kalbrenner is ripped down the right field line with plenty of distance, but it goes foul. Kalbrenner gave it a ride, but it hooks foul. Sophomore Dallas Baptist. And leading off the bottom of the 4th inning, Panners starting to make good contact. And gets a swing and a miss here against Craig Thomas. But still no runs. Panners had a single and a double in the 3rd inning, but did not score. Runner was picked off trying to steal second. Up and away that time from Thomas. He's pitched well here tonight, but how much gas does he have in the tank? The 1-2. This ball is crushed to right, and going back and watching it sail over the fence is Dunsmore. And Kalbrenner straightens it out and goes yard, and the Goldpanners are on top 1-0. Chucky Kalbrenner over the right field fence, a line drive. Moments after hitting one just as far, but barely foul. The Goldpanners have their 5th home run of the tournament. A leadoff home run for Charlie Kalbrenner. Panners finally on the board here in the bottom of the 4th. Kalbrenner with his 2nd home run of the season. Eric Ruiz, who struck out his first time up. A .250 hitter on the season. And lines this one up the middle and through. More barreled contact here by the Goldpanners as they're starting to figure out Thomas. And after the home run by Kalbrenner, Ruiz keeps it going here with a single. Here's Noah Brooks. Well, Brooks struck out looking in the 2nd inning. He'll be followed by Jake Sparks. Strike called on Brooks. Noah, a junior from Siena, a New York State native, batting .351 so far this year. Does have a home run. That 4 home run game for the Goldpanners against Everett. Brooks hitting his first homer. Caleb DeRozier hitting his first, and Michael Ryan hitting his first 2 of the summer. Now today, Charlie Kalbrenner hitting home run number 2 on the season to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Ruiz follows with a single, and now Brooks trying to keep it going. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Thomas. Runner takes off on a pitch inside, throw to second is perfect again. And wow, catcher Lombard has thrown out 2 Goldpanners on the base paths with perfect strikes to second base. Panners like to be aggressive on the base paths, and they've been successful, but not today. Here's Brooks. Panners ran into a bunch of outs against Everett. Didn't really cost them in the end. But in a close game like this, it could. Here's the 3-2. Thought about it and holds off on a pitch off the plate. It's ball 4. First 3 have reached safely here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That is the first walk issued by the starting pitcher, the right-hander Craig Thomas. Yeah, now Jake Sparks. Sparks, the junior from Siena. And that one's ripped down the right field line, but it hooks foul. Sparks flew out to center his first time up. A .267 hitter on the summer, 12 hits, 45 at bats. 11 runs batted in, no home runs for Sparks. Grounds this one foul towards the Diamondbacks dugout. Malone holding the runner on at first. And Thomas readies with the 0-2 to the left-handed hitting Sparks. Left it upstairs. It's 1-2. Thomas just 1 hit through the first 2 innings and 5 strikeouts. But now in the 3rd and 4th innings, as this one is grounded past the pitcher Thomas over to second. The flip to the bag. Did they get it there in time? Yes. Kaiguchi slipping down on the play, able to flip it to brother Coleman, covering the bag for the force out. That goes 4-6. Fielder's choice for Sparks. And now 2 down for Michael Ryan. Ryan struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Yeah, I mentioned Thomas had allowed just one base hit and struck out 5 in the first 2 innings, but in the third and the fourth here, he has allowed 4 hits, including a home run and a double. With the Panners, just 1 run on the board. That was the leadoff shot by Kalbrenner here in the fourth. 3 base runners have reached safely in the inning, but now only 1 on with 2 outs. That one hits Ryan. And so 4 now have reached safely in the inning. Can the Panners take advantage? Gold at first and second for Joel Fernandez, the Washington State product added for this tournament. An additional catcher, has not caught in the tournament, but this is just the second game. And he's the DH today, a sophomore from Yakima, Washington. The Yakima college team is the Yaks. But Joel plays for the Wazoo Cougars. The 1-ball pitch from Thomas. 2 aboard, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1 to Fernandez. He's trying to collect his first Goldpanner hit and perhaps run batted in. Here's the 1-1. He hits this one high right field side, but it's foul and out of play. Fernandez fouling off a pitch. Getting the timing down. Let's see if he can straighten one out here against Thomas with 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Base hit here would be huge for Fernandez and the Goldpanners. And the 1-2 delivery from Thomas. Ooh, just missed 2-2. With every pitch he sees, Joel can key in a little bit more on Thomas. And now the 2-2. Up high, ball 3 to Joel Fernandez. The count is full with J.R. Bedford on deck. Thomas has been going to that breaking ball a lot here to strike out Goldpanners. Let's see what he brings Fernandez. Gets him another one in the same way. Another strikeout for Thomas, and he leaves a couple Goldpanners on. The Panners, with 1 run on 2 base hits, they leave a couple of men on here in the fourth, but take a 1-0 lead. We're headed to the 5th in Grand Forks. Hot day here in Grand Forks. The Goldpanners now leading 1-0. A solo leadoff home run for Chucky Kalbrenner to open up the bottom of the fourth inning. Panners had potential for more offense in the fourth. Ran into and out. Thomas getting a big strikeout with 2 on to end the inning. And good work for Thomas today against this Goldpanners lineup that's been hitting the ball very well as of late. In the last 3 games, Panners putting up a ton of runs. But Thomas has held them to just 1 through 4 innings. And now, Carter Tucker tries to continue this strong outing in the top of the 5th, and this one is grounded foul. First base side. Caleb Lombard, the Diamondbacks catcher, has thrown out 2 Goldpanners so far in the game. Batting here, left-handed hitter against Tucker. The 2-1 pitch is in the dirt in front of home plate. As the catcher Brooks comes to scoop up the baseball. Home plate umpire will dust off the plate. Well, Panners' next game will be tomorrow night, scheduled for 7:30, but we know how those games can go if they go overtime. That one's in the dirt too, so Tucker will go and kick at the mound a little bit and fix the plant area after missing well off and short on his last 2 pitches to walk Lombard, and the leadoff runner aboard here for the Diamondbacks for the first time in the game. That is just the second walk issued by Carter Tucker in a pivotal 5th inning here, and brings up Nick Kairos, the designated hitter. Kairos struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. That one's in the dirt, and Tucker kicking at that plant area again on the mound. Now both right-handers pitching, so plant foot in a similar area for both guys, but might be getting deeper and causing Carter some problems here and affecting his delivery. And Noah Brooks comes out to check on him, make sure everything's all right, settle him down a bit. And Kairos will dig back in with a 1-ball, no-strike count. Runner at first base. The D-backs try to get on the board. D-backs traditionally have a very good offense. And this one is hit high into right field, but shallow, and coming in, making a sliding catch is Ryan, who hangs onto the baseball. A tough play for Ryan coming in from deep right. It makes the catch to rob Kairos of a base hit. Runner stays put at first base. Nice play by Ryan for a big out number 1. He doesn't make that catch. It's got potential for a big inning for the D-backs. And here's Aaron Dunsmore. Dunsmore struck out swinging in the 3rd. A left-handed hitter against the righty Tucker, who makes the glove pop for ball 1. Tucker threw 4 1/3, no runs, 1 base hit, and 6 strikeouts. He has also walked 2. He's just very composed on the hill is Tucker. Likes to work quickly. El Centro, California native. This one has popped out of play. Ball and 2 strikes to Dunsmore. The right fielder for the D-backs with a runner at first. And he chops this one in front of home plate. Fouled off. The Diamondbacks trying to get on the board here in the 5th. And this one is hit high and deep to right center field, and chasing it back, it'll bounce off the warning track and hit the fence. Over to third base goes Lombard. He will stop there, and a 1-out double for Aaron Dunsmore to the base of the fence in right center. And the Diamondbacks have something cooking here in the top of the 5th with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. That'll bring up Gavin Kayaguchi, and with nobody at first base, D-backs out of the double play possibility here. And the number 9 hitter, Kawaguchi, a struck out victim in the third, and takes a strike from Tucker. There's a huge at bat here for Kawaguchi against Tucker. Infield drawn in with just 1 out and a runner at third base in a 1-run game. The right-hander's pitch gets a swing and a miss. A breaking ball low and off the plate. It's 1-2. Tucker would love a strikeout here. And the 1-2 pitch called strike 3. Big strikeout for out number 2. And now the infield can go back to regular depth with 2 down. And it's Coleman Kawaguchi. 0 for 1 with a walk so far. Now batting with 2 down and runners at second and third. A base hit here that would likely put Calgary ahead. And Carter Tucker pitching in the 5th inning here with nobody throwing in the Panner bullpen. And the 0-1 gets a swing and a miss. And now he's 1 strike away from stranding a couple of D-backs here in the top of the 5th and holding on to this 1-run lead. Lombard at third, Dunsmore at second base. And the 0-2 pitch from Tucker to Kawaguchi, and he holds off on that pitch off the plate. Ball and 2 strikes now. Tucker nods in approval of the pitch call and gets a foul tip into the glove of catcher Brooks for the strikeout. And the Diamondbacks strand a couple here in the 5th inning, and the Goldpanners maintain a 1-0 lead. We've played half a ball game here in Grand Forks. It's the Panners 1, Diamondbacks 0. '42nd annual Grand Forks International Tournament here from beautiful Grand Forks, British Columbia, just north of the United States border. Always a great time being here in Grand Forks. Seeing our old friends watching some great baseball and a good ball game here today. It's 1-0 Goldpanners as we start the bottom of the fifth inning. J.R. Bedford leads off against the right-hander Craig Thomas, both starting pitchers working into the fifth inning of a one-run game. Panner's only run, a solo home run for Charlie Kalbrenner, his second of the year. And Bedford, 1 for 1 in the game with a base hit to center, is in the hole here, 0-2. It'll be Bedford, Troy Morrow, and Caleb DeRozier. So many greats have played in this tournament over the years. Future big leaguers, players like Larry Walker, Tim Lincecum, who played for the Seattle Studs, Kosuke Fukudome. Josh Beckett played in this tournament. Beckett pitched for that Kansas Stars team I was talking about on a recent broadcast that played in Wichita, a team of all former major leaguers. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Bedford, and he stays alive, fouling off a tough pitch there. Brent Lillibridge for the White Sox. He played here in the Grand Forks tournament. John Olerud, one of the greatest athletes in Pacific Northwest history. Bedford strikes out looking. Craig Thomas, what an outing so far. 8 strikeouts through 4 1/3 against the Goldpanners. Marvin Bernard, Scott Hatterberg, Brendan Ryan, former Goldpanner, who spent many years with the Cardinals and Mariners. Morrow drives this one into center field, but right at the center fielder Baumel. Well, Morrow smoked that ball, but lines out for out number 2. 1-0 Goldpanners here in the bottom of the fifth. Caleb DeRozier standing in. Big, tall, 6'4", 200-pound incoming freshman to UC Irvine. A player we'll want to watch in years to come. Pasadena, California native. Talked about some Goldpanners in the last couple of years. Ian Armstrong, now headed to Texas after a monster season, coming off of that great summer he had for the Goldpanners last year. Mikey Bell, former Gonzaga Bulldog and Alaska Goldpanner, going to Georgia to play for the Bulldogs. Goldpanners don't like the strike call, and it's 1-2 to DeRozier. DeRozier pops this one up, it'll get out of play. Who will be the next Goldpanner to the big leagues? Logan Redeman having a great season. UCLA, high potential, but still a few steps away from the bigs. The 1-2 to DeRozier. And it's just a bit outside. Thomas trying to get DeRozier to chase one off the plate. It's 2-2. Thomas, that one didn't miss by a whole lot, but DeRozier, good eye there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And you got to feel like Thomas is going to come with that breaking ball again here. Hasn't thrown too many 2-strike fastballs past the Goldpanners. Here's the 3-2. That one right there for strike 3. Thomas K's DeRozier. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Thomas in the 5th inning goes 1-2-3 against the Goldpanners. It is 1-0 Fairbanks, headed to the 6th in Grand Forks. So glad you can join us here for Thursday afternoon baseball from the GFI. Sorry I can't see the YouTube chat. If Bam Bam's tuned in Fairbanks, maybe he can send me what there is. But I know a lot of you on the job today, hopefully sneaking in the earbud while you're at the office. Goldpanners leading 1-0 in a good ball game here at the GFI. The afternoon start to the day. And there's a base hit to right field off the bat of Cole Baumel. A leadoff single for Baumel as Carter Tucker continues here in the 6th inning. He has allowed no runs on now 3 base hits and 7 strikeouts. Tucker has also walked a couple and pitching in a very tight ball game here. 1-0 Fairbanks, top of the 6th. Here's Andrew Malone. In a lefty-righty matchup, Malone, watch out when he gets a hold of one. So far, he hasn't been able to. 0 for 2 with a ground out to second. Struck out swinging in the 4th. Now his 3rd plate appearance against Tucker. Malone can't catch up to that fastball away. 0-2. Might not get a look at another one of those. And he swings and drives this one foul. Able to square that one up. Malone digs back in. No balls and 2 strikes against Tucker. Time is called. The runner at first base is Cole Baumel. After the single opened up the top of the 6th. Panners again are the home team today by way of a winning coin toss. And that time Tucker misses downstairs. It's 1-2. Big left-handed hitting first baseman Malone. Swings and misses for strike 3. Tucker takes care of Malone for the 3rd time in the game. And that brings up Nate Garth, who's 0 for 2 so far. Tucker now with 8 strikeouts through 5 1/3. Both pitchers piling up the Ks here this afternoon. Nine strikeouts for Craig Thomas through 5 innings. That one's in the dirt. 2-0. Cole Baumel at first base. Nate Garth, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, ground out to first. Facing the right-hander Carter Tucker. Now activity in the Goldpanner bullpen as a left-hander gets loose. So this is probably the last inning for Tucker. And that one's sliced into left center field. That's a base hit. And chasing it down and getting to it is Ruiz. He will throw it in, but not before runners get to second and third for the Diamondbacks. Baumel to third. Garth to second on the double to left center. And the Diamondbacks in business again here. They had second and third with 1 out in the 5th inning, but did not score. And now here comes Brett Latchman with the slow walk to the mound. Brett even slower today after being wounded on the water yesterday at Christina Lake. Well, Latch thought he was 39, not 59, or maybe even 29. Suffered a bit of an injury. But he's all right. Wakeboarding. And Latch out there buying a little time for his left-hander to get loose. As Carter Tucker finds himself in some trouble here in the 6th inning. Panners leading by the slimmest of margins. in a big ball game here. Now head coach Carlos Gonzalez coming out. And looks like Coach Gonzalez making some defensive changes. So the defense changing here for Fairbanks. And we'll have to try and get you caught up on all of that. As we figured out, looks like Dario Freschi's coming into the game and will take over at second. Into left field goes Kalbrenner. And over to first base goes Sparks. And the pitch in the dirt as Tucker gets back to work here against Caleb Colford. Colford 1 for 2 with a double so far against Tucker. He bats here with Diamondbacks at second and third and just one out. And he grounds this one to third. Runners look back to the bag and the throw to first for out number 2. The new third baseman for Fairbanks is Caleb DeRozier. So DeRozier moves from second to third. Kalbrenner goes from first base to left field. Jake Sparks takes over at first base and Ruiz out of the game. And now here comes Brett Latchman again with the slow gimp to the mound. And that's going to be it for Carter Tucker, but a great outing for the young right-hander as he departs with a 1-0 lead here in the 6th inning. But the Diamondbacks have second and third. There are 2 outs. Pitching change when we return to James Donaldson Park. It's 1-0 Goldpanners. New pitcher into the game for the Goldpanners is number 42, Noah Thompson. Noah Thompson, the left-hander, number 42 in relief. The freshman from Southern Illinois out of Shawnee, Kansas. Steps into a hot kitchen here with runners at second and third and 2 down here in the 6th. Thompson making his 6th appearance of the season. He's thrown 13 and a third and allowed 5 runs on 10 base hits. He has struck out 18 and walked 10, so a lot of strikeouts for Thompson. He deals one way upstairs here, and a good job to field it by catcher Brooks. So Thompson working here to Caden Colford, or rather to Caleb Lombard. Lombard 0 for 1 with a walk in the game. A left-handed hitter against the lefty Noah Thompson, so they bring in Thompson to face the left-handed hitting catcher for the Diamondbacks. This one's grounded to the right side, charging it on a couple of hops is Fresky, who throws on to first for the final out for the second consecutive inning. The Panners get out of a big jam and hold on to this 1-0 lead. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Panners in front. Gerald Von Dane here in Grand Forks, British Columbia. The wind picking up a little bit here. Also changed directions now, going right to left here in Grand Forks. So what a ball game here. The Panners leading 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still in the ball game, the starting pitcher, the right-hander Craig Thomas. Thomas pitched a very good ball game, holding this potent Goldpanner batting order to just 1 run today. That 1 run courtesy of Charlie Kalbrenner, who bats now. He had a solo home run to lead off the 4th inning, his 2nd of the year. Panners have had some opportunities in specifically the 3rd and 4th innings to pick up more runs, but have run into a couple of outs on the base paths. And so still just 1-0. Takes a strike. 2-2 against Kalbrenner with Fresky due up. And then Noah Brooks. Swing and a miss. Kalbrenner strikes out for the 2nd time in the game. And man, oh man, Craig Thomas just keeps rolling along. 10 strikeouts for the Diamondbacks pitcher. The Goldpanners struck out 16 times in a game earlier this season against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. This one is lifted high into left, drifting farther towards the line as the wind pushes it, and then the ball is dropped by the left fielder Garth. And into second base is Fresky. A can of corn to left, but being pushed towards the line by the wind, and then bounces off the glove of the left fielder Nate Garth, who's still staring at that mitt. And Fresky all the way into second base. A little gift here for the Goldpanners. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Brooks, the batter, with Gold in scoring position, takes a strike. Last 2 innings, Goldpanner pitchers have gotten out of situations with runners at second and third and 1 out. Noah Thompson coming in to take care of the final batter in the top of the 6th, which means Carter Tucker finishes his outing with no earned runs over 5 2/3. Tucker just 4 base hits. He struck out 8 and walked 2 in the game. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Brooks. Tried to get him to chase. On the outside, it's 1-2. Bottom of the 6th inning here at James Donaldson Park. It's just the first of 3 games today. Honkers and Blackfins are next. And then it's the Studs against Burnaby. Both of those games on the other side of the pool. That went well outside and in the dirt. Runner at second base with 1 out. Now a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Noah Brooks. The Studs in the tournament are 1-0. The Blackfins are 1-1. Burnaby has lost both of their games. They are 0-2, so they are in desperate need of a win against a good Studs ball club tonight. Here's the 3-2. Now this one is lined into right field, a base hit. And the runner will be waved around third, and he will come in to score without a throw. Fresky touches home on the RBI single from Noah Brooks, and the Goldpanners do take advantage of the error in left field, and it's 2-0 Fairbanks in front. And Jake Sparks will be the batter. Well, that costly error in left has helped the Goldpanners collect another run here in the 6th inning. And now it's Jake Sparks who's 0 for 2 in the game. That Honkers Blackfins game is a big one too. The Fins at 1-1, the Honkers 1-0. And like I said, the winner of each division gets a Saturday bye. That is huge. Going into the 2-game slate for Sunday. And whoever wins this one is in the driver's seat and will control their own destiny. The 2-0. Outside for ball 3. And now there's a right-hander throwing in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks as Thomas works deep into this ball game. 1 run is in. The runner at first base, and that one is hit to first, but it's foul. Sparks takes ball 4. And so maybe Thomas starting to wear down a little bit here as the Diamondbacks will pay a visit to the mound. First and second now for the Goldpanners. And again, this inning was kind of started by the error in left after the strikeout of Kalbrenner. Dario Freschi in his first plate appearance pops one up to left, but it bounces off the glove of Nate Garth, a pop fly. And that allows Freschi to go all the way to second base. Then he scores on the base hit from Noah Brooks. And now the walk to Sparks. And the Panners with a big opportunity here with one out. Michael Ryan, who had that huge game against Everett, stands in here with a strikeout and was hit by a pitch his last time up. Most likely the last time he'll see Thomas. And the right-hander's first pitch is in the dirt. 1-0. Clearly beginning to tire here in the sixth as the pitch count continues to climb for Thomas. Ryan, the Gridley, California native, takes a strike on the outside half. After Ryan is Joel Fernandez. Panners now with 5 base hits as this one is popped down the right field line and will get into the Diamondbacks bullpen. And it's 1-2 to Michael Ryan. 2 home runs against the Merchants. And a nice catch in right earlier in this ball game. Misses downstairs. And it's 2-2 now. Fernandez on deck. He has struck out both times in the game against Thomas. Ryan overall is 4 for his last 7 at the plate with 4 runs batted in. And the count is now full. That one is chopped towards third, backing up to field it on the hop. They throw to second base for one, on to first. Safe is the call at first base. So the 5-4 put out as Sparks is erased from the base pass, but the inning continues because Ryan was able to hustle in safely on the fielder's choice. Over to third goes Brooks. So Gold at the corners now with 2 outs. So this is a huge at bat right now for Joel Fernandez against Craig Thomas. And Panners could get some much needed breathing room and maybe more if Fernandez can deliver. But if Thomas can take care of him, then it's just a 2-run game with 3 to go. And that one's off the catcher's glove, and that will allow the runner to come in and score as Brooks touches home. And that is one that catcher Lombard probably should have had, but it bounces off the glove. There's not a whole lot of room in foul territory behind home plate, but there was enough for Brooks to come in to score. And over to second goes Ryan. Now Fernandez, it's 3-0 Goldpanners, a huge run. Fernandez reaches down, tries to make contact, but misses for the strike. And the D-backs trying to shake off an error and a pass ball in the inning that have helped the Goldpanners to 2 runs. And the 1-1. Ooh, just off the plate. It's 2 balls and a strike to Fernandez, the Washington State product. His first game with the Goldpanners. That's right there for strike 2. Thomas stretching out the arm between pitches. He gets deeper into this ball game, trying to take care of the last out here in the 6th. Outside, runner takes off for third and slides in safely. Fernandez still alive. Ryan steals third with 2 outs. And now the count is full on Joel Fernandez. J.R. Bedford on deck. And Craig Thomas readies with the payoff. The check swing, and it's strike 3. Lands it right in there to Kay Fernandez for the 3rd time in the game. But the Panners pick up 2 runs and lead it 3-0. We are headed to the 7th inning here in Grand Forks. Garrel Von Dane here in Grand Forks. Hope you're enjoying Goldpanners baseball, old school style, audio only PannerVision from Grand Forks, British Columbia, 42nd GFI tournament. And the Goldpanners now leading 3-0 with a long way to go still. Top of the 7th inning, we start the final third of this afternoon's ball game. And now stepping out to tie his shoes is Nick Kairos. Nick Kairos, a designated hitter, is 0 for 2 in the game. And Noah Thompson, the reliever, in for Carter Tucker. Thompson came in with 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs and got a 4-3 ground out of Caleb Lombard. And now faces the bottom 3 in the D-backs batting order. And again, Carter Tucker, 5 2/3, no runs on 4 hits. Struck out 8 and walked 2. And now Thompson, the very effective left-hander for the Goldpanners. From Southern Illinois, the Salukis. Thompson, 5'11" freshman, Kansas native. Pitched 11 innings in his freshman season at Southern Illinois. The 1-2, just getting a piece of it, is Kairos, who was struck out and flied out so far in the ball game. Goldpanners leading 3-0, just 5 Goldpanner hits. Put up 2 unearned runs in the 6th inning to get a little bit of breathing room. A solo home run in the 4th inning from Kalbrenner. That's been the offense today. Here's the 1-2. Oh, just missing. Thomas doesn't like the call. Yeah, and it's 2-2. 2-2 to the right-handed hitting designated hitter Kairos. And the left-hander's pitch blown it by him for strike 3. Good job by Thompson to shake off the non-strike call. And just rear back and blow one by Kairos for the strikeout. Brings up Aaron Dunsmore and then Gavin Kawaguchi. Top of inning number 7. This game now an hour and 47 minutes old. Good, efficiently pitched game. Both starting pitchers, excellent work. For the D-backs, Craig Thomas has worked all 6 innings. We'll see if he comes out for the 7th. Nothing in one here on Dunsmore, who doubled in the 5th inning off of the starter Tucker. And the left-hander's pitch is well upstairs. It's 1-1. For the Goldpanners in the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be Bedford, then the top of the order Morrow and DeRozier due up. Again, after this one, it's the Honkers and Blackfins. You can watch every game on the GFI website, the Facebook page. And later tonight, it's the Studs and Burnaby Bulldogs, the 0-2 Bulldogs against the 1-0 Studs. High fly ball into left, and that one's off the glove of the Goldpanner left fielder Kalbrenner. And so very similar to the play in the bottom of the 6th inning as the wind pushing that baseball towards the line. And Kalbrenner is jogging for it and reaches out, and it's off the end of the glove. And that allows Dunsmore to reach second base on the E7. Really weird mirroring plays of one another on high pop flies to left. And so the D-backs catch a break. And can they take advantage now with a runner in scoring position and 1 out? It's the number 9 hitter Gavin Kawaguchi, who has struck out both times in the game. Now facing the left-hander Noah Thompson. On deck is Coleman Kawaguchi at the top of the order. Left-hander's pitch gets a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. The winner of this tournament gets the prize money of 18,000 Canadian. And a runner-up, 10,000. Purse was bigger last year with more teams involved, and here's the swing and the miss. And Thompson strikes out Kawaguchi. It's the 3rd time Kawaguchi's been K'd in the game. That's Gavin. And now we go to the top of the order for Coleman. Kawaguchi was struck out once so far. He's also walked in the game. And still the first time through the order for the left-hander Noah Thompson, with the Panners leading 3-0 here in the top of the 7th. That one's in the dirt, kicks away, but able to keep it nearby as Brooks, and the runner stays put at second base. Talked about John Olerud earlier in the broadcast. He played in this tournament a few times. He holds the record here for most strikeouts by a left-handed pitcher. And he did it in a 7-inning game. Yeah, Olerud was a pitcher. At Washington State in 1989, he struck out 15 batters in 7 innings. A Goldpanner etched himself into the record books last year. That was starting pitcher Connor Wolf, tying the record for most wins by a pitcher in one tournament. He won 3 games and also picked up a save. The 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. Ed Sheff has the most team championships with the Lewiston Truckers, winning 9 times here at the GFI. But no one has appeared here more than Barry Aiden and the Seattle Studs. 37 times they've played here. Three balls and 2 strikes now. Thompson with 2 down and a runner at second, trying to get rid of Coleman Kawaguchi and strand another base runner for the D-backs. Just misses inside for ball 4. So Kawaguchi draws the second walk of the game. And now there are 2 on for the Diamondbacks, and Cole Baumel will bat. A D-backs center fielder who is 1 for 3 with a single so far. This ball is hit to first, and it's fielded there by Sparks, who steps on the bag for the final out. Great work by Thompson to get the ground ball to end the threat and the inning. The D-backs leave on a couple more. We are at the stretch here in Grand Forks, and it's still 3-0 Goldpanners. J.R. Bedford leads off for Fairbanks. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and a new pitcher into the game for the Diamondbacks. It's 3-0 Goldpanners. Great job by Goldpanner pitchers. Calgary has stranded 6 base runners in the last 3 innings. We do not have this Calgary pitcher on the game card here. And this one is popped up left side, and a base hit for Bedford as he drops it just inside the line. Second hit of the game for J.R. Bedford. It's a leadoff single here in the 7th. And here's Troy Morrow. Boy, really well-pitched game by Craig Thomas for the Diamondbacks. As I start to total his numbers, 3 runs but only 1 earned. over 6 innings of work. He allowed just 5 Goldpanner base hits. And struck out 11 batters. Walked just 2, did Craig Thomas. And Morrow pops this one out of play. Has hit the ball very hard his first 2 plate appearances. He entered the game for Ruck in the bottom of the 2nd. The double in the 3rd inning, line out to center in the 5th. And now facing a new pitcher, the right-hander, number 22. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Troy Morrow. Freshman from Florida Atlantic. And time is called behind home plate. And now the catcher Lombard will go through the signs again for the right-hander, number 22. Good work for starting pitcher Carter Tucker for the Goldpanners. Noah Thompson has relieved nicely as well. Neither has allowed a run so far in this game. And this one is popped up left side. A difficult play here. Now it headed foul, and it will get just over the fence. And again, the wind playing havoc with pop flies. Everyone was misjudging it off the bat, and then it blows over the fence, a short fence, like 4 foot up the left field side before it gets longer into the bullpen area and taller. A runner at first base with nobody out, and Troy Morrow at the top of the order with a 1-2 count. And Morrow grounds this one right back into the glove of the pitcher, who then turns and throws to second for the force out. A nice play by number 22. And the play goes 1-6 on the putout. Morrow reaches on the fielder's choice, and here's Caleb DeRozier. DeRozier 1 for 3 this afternoon. He singled and stole a base back in the 1st inning, was stranded at 3rd. Neither team scored a run until Charlie Kalbrenner's solo home run led off the 4th inning. This breaking ball is lifted high into right center field. And calling for it is the right fielder Dunsmore, who will make the catch to retire DeRozier for out number 2, and that brings up Kalbrenner, who again is 1 for 3 with that solo home run. That was his 2nd home run of the year over the right field fence here at James Donaldson Park. Blue Monster pretty quiet right now out there in the sun. A few people there, most of the spectators in the concrete grandstands above where we are seated behind home plate. Those grandstands were built in 1986. The GFI began in 1975. Grand Forks here at the confluence of the Granby and Kettle Rivers. Established back in 1897. Copper mining, other types of mining, lumber mills which continue today. Most of the mining has been stopped now, but the remains are still here. Town has maintained a small population for most of its history, just over 4,000 year-round residents. A little bigger in the summertime, and plus with nearby Christina Lake, a lot of people with homes there. The 2-1 pitch to Kalbrenner. Misses for ball 3. After Kalbrenner would be Dario Freschi, The runner at first base with 2 down. The Panners leading 3-0, bottom of the 7th inning. The wind whipping through again. That pitch is well upstairs for ball 4. The walk will put runners at first and second now with 2 down. For Dario Freschi, who replaced Eric Ruiz in the batting order. Freschi came in to play second earlier in the game. Bunch of defensive changes made by Coach Gonzalez. Kalbrenner ended up going from first base to left field to replace Ruiz. The PA guy announcing Sparks, but this is Freschi. Dario's 0 for 1, reached on an error and scored in that 2-run 6th inning for the Goldpanners. Starts here with 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch misses, so number 22 starting to miss. Up high and outside. Trying to gather in his control before he gets into more trouble here. It's 3 balls and a strike to Freschi with Brooks on deck. And this one is hit high and deep to right. Drifting back is Dunsmore and looks to be underneath it. Will make the catch on the warning track to retire Freschi and the Goldpanners. No runs, 1 hit. Couple left on. Panners lead at 3-0 after 7. Good ball game here this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it audio-only style on PannerVision, live from Grand Forks, Garrow Von Dane, as the Panners lead at 3-0, but far from being out of the woods yet, now facing the meat of the order for the Calgary Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are 1-0, so are the Goldpanners here at the GFI, so a huge win for whoever comes out of this one with the W, and Andrew Malone leading off the top of the 8th inning now as we get late in this ball game against Noah Thompson. He takes one up high. 2-0 on Malone, who's 0 for 3 in the game with a couple of strikeouts. Still the first time through the order for the left-hander Noah Thompson from Southern Illinois. And Nate Garth to follow, then Caden Colford. Three 3-0. Thompson starts to Malone. Thompson, the big pitch here to the big bat of Malone. And he misses on all 4 pitches. So a 4-pitch walk to Malone, and the leadoff man aboard for the Diamondbacks for Nate Garth. And the cleanup hitter doubled in his last at bat. Nobody in the Panner bullpen, so we'll see what Thomas can do here. Thompson, rather. The left-hander against the left-handed hitting Garth. This is the 8th batter faced for Noah Thompson. There goes the runner from first. So Malone trying to take second base, and the throw will get him easily. Malone, far from the fastest member of this Diamondbacks team. And thrown out easily. Bedford with the tag. That's a huge first out here in the 8th inning. Brings up Nate Garth. Nate Garth continues to bat here. Takes a strike. Hit and run does not work out for the D-backs there as they run into an out. And a swing and a miss, a strikeout of Garth. And brings up Caden Colford. And just like that, now 2 down after what started to be a potentially promising inning for the Calgary Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks play in the Foothills Major Baseball Association. This one is hit high into center field. Morrow towards right, looking up and making the catch for out number 3. D-backs down to their last 3 outs. It's 3-0 Goldpanners headed to the bottom of the 8th. Goldpanners and Diamondbacks here at the Grand Forks International. Both teams 1-0 in the Seminoff division. 4 teams competing, especially for that top seed. Whoever finishes first in each pool gets a bye on Saturday, straight into the semifinals on Sunday, which is huge because you have to win 2 games on Sunday to win the championship. And so saving pitching for an entire game is massive. A huge advantage or whoever wins each division. Here's a high pop fly. Oh, making a basket catch at the last moment is first baseman Malone coming towards the mound, misjudging that pop fly off the bat of Brooks, but able to make the catch for out number one, brings up Jake Sparks. Just 3 outs left for the D-backs. And when we go to the ninth, it'll be Lombard, Kairos, and Dunsmore due up. They're a combined 1 for 8, and this ball is hit high down the right field line, and that's a base hit into the corner for Sparks. First hit of the day for Sparks, second time he's been on safely. And that brings up Michael Ryan. 3-0 Goldpanner lead. This game now 2 hours and 13 minutes old. We started right at 1 p.m. local time today. And this one is slapped down the right field side, but it's foul. Goldpanner's next game, the night game under the lights tomorrow night against the home team, Grand Forks Slag Dusters. The Dusters are 1-1. So even if the Panners win this game and go to 2-0, would still have a big game with the Dusters, because if they lose that one, then both teams are 2-1. And then we would have if the Diamondbacks defeat Everett, then we would have a 3-way tie for second. And this one is smashed to right, and going back to the warning track and making the catch is Dunsmore for out number 2. And that'll bring up Joel Fernandez, the designated hitter, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts today. So you'd have a 3-way tie, because in that case, the Goldpanners would have lost to Grand Forks, who lost to the Diamondbacks, who lost to the Goldpanners. So it would just be a circle in the head-to-head matchups. And so then there would be a runs allowed per 9 innings tiebreaker. To determine the seeding. Nevertheless, a win here, and the Panners control their own destiny, would just have to beat Grand Forks tomorrow night under the lights to win the Seminoff division and earn the bye through Saturday. So if the Goldpanners were to shut out the Diamondbacks, that would be huge in terms of the tiebreaker, if it were to come to that. Panners have not shut out an opponent this summer, and this one is popped up shallow right, and it's the second baseman Kawaguchi who can't get to it. He called off the first baseman Malone, and the ball landed about 10 feet behind first base. And so the inning continues with Gold at the corners. Wow, strange play there. As the second baseman Kawaguchi calling off first baseman Aaron Malone, and the ball bounces right behind first base. Gold at the corners here. And this one is chopped over the mound. Fielding it is the shortstop Kawaguchi, who steps on second base for the final out. So the Panners do not take advantage here in the 8th inning, but will take a 3-0 lead into the 9th. It's the Goldpanners 3, Diamondbacks 0. We've reached the 9th inning here at the Grand Forks International. First game of the day, first of 3, and the Goldpanners have gotten excellent pitching today once again. Panners have been pitching very well here in Grand Forks so far. Great work against the Merchants by 4 different pitchers. Skritsky, Fee, Boo, and Bush, holding the Merchants to just 3 runs, 1 earned run. And out today, Carter Tucker and Noah Thompson have held the Diamondbacks to without a run through 8 innings. And now it's 1-1 to open up the 9th inning. Caleb Lombard leading things off for the D-backs, trying to get something going here. The Diamondbacks stranded a bunch of runners, 6 of them in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings. In the 5th and 6th, the Diamondbacks had 2nd and 3rd with 1 out and could not score. Here's a check swing foul tap. Lombard, Kairos, and Dunsmore. The last chances here for the Calgary Diamondbacks. Noah Thompson. And this one is lifted high, foul out of play. You got to feel like Carter Tucker is probably done for the tournament after throwing 5 2/3 of shutout baseball tonight. But Thompson, could we maybe see him again? Tough to say. If he finishes this one out, that would be 3 1/3. Everybody who threw a couple of nights ago would presumably be available at some point still in this tournament because they all pitched very shortly. Here's a roller to second base, and Fresky to Sparks take care of Lombard 4-3. 1 out here in the 9th inning. Brings up Nick Kairos. A reminder, tomorrow night's game is scheduled for 7:30, but we will keep you posted. And as always, follow on my Twitter page at Voice of G-Man. And that's where I will give you the updates on start time, starting lineups as I did today, PannerVision game link, all that good stuff. Here's a hot shot to second, and on 1 hop, Fresky 4-3. Couple of ground outs here in the 9th inning, and the Diamondbacks are down to their last out. It's Aaron Dunsmore, who's 1 for 3 today with a double. Oh. PA guy confusing me here. Dunsmore, the left-handed hitter against the lefty Thompson. Grounds one to the right side, and 4-3 ground outs to end this ball game. What excellent work by Tucker and Thompson here at the GFI as the Goldpanners seal the 3-0 victory over the Calgary Diamondbacks. They hold a very good hitting lineup to no runs in the ball game. The first shutout by the Goldpanners this summer, and they do it against this veteran Diamondbacks team and go to 2-0 here at the tournament and are in the driver's seat with 1 to go against the home team Grand Forks Slag Dusters tomorrow night. That will decide, well, for the Goldpanners at least, the division. If the Panners win tomorrow night, they will win the division and get a bye on Saturday. If they lose, then we go to tiebreakers. And as soon as I have more and more information, I will post that on my Twitter page at Voice of G-Man. And that's the way this one comes to a close. Oh boy, the Goldpanners get it done today in the afternoon contest by a final score of 3-0. The Panners are 2-0. The D-backs fall to 1-1. And if you want to watch more Grand Forks baseball today, go to the Grand Forks International Facebook page and watch the live video feed there. Panners win it 3-0 over the D-backs. This is Garrow Von Dane saying so long from James Donaldson Park here in beautiful Grand Forks, British Columbia. Join us tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Tune in turn on and pan out as the Panners take on the Grand Forks Slag Dusters. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everyone. So long.